What is up, everyone? I have some rather sad news to report. Well, unfortunate news, not necessarily sad, but unfortunate news. As you can see, I have explored so much of this game, right? And one thing is, I'm at the end of the game at this point, and I hate to see it end. This so far has been my game of the year, hands down. Okay, but I have all of my GamezNChill content. It was put on one hard drive, right? Ever since I first started this channel, and the hard drive I was using at the time was at that time about 6 or 7 years old, right? So I think you know where this is going. The drive is not dead, but the USB port to connect it to the PC, unfortunately, it fell off. I'm guessing it's due to age or whatnot. I opened up the case, and it definitely did fall off. I can, however, still recover the data that's on it. I just need to there's this little thing I gotta get from Amazon that will allow me to recover the data that's on there. However, the rest of my Expedition 33 playthrough was on that drive. So I could either do one or two things. I could either go ahead and beat it again, because I mean, if you look at my characters, bro, look at my characters right now. Everybody's in the 80s, and I'm telling you, there's so much content after you beat the game. I'm not talking about New Game Plus. I haven't even started New Game Plus. But there's so much content after you beat the game that it's just it's uncanny to me. But unfortunately, I mean, as you can see, the wardrobe outfits. I even got Minoko in a suit. You know. But the unfortunate thing is, yeah. Right now, the content, even though it's not lost, it's on a hard drive that I'm going to have to use specific means to recover the data from. Now, luckily, once I got, I had gotten another hard drive, 16 terabyte hard drive, to make my retro gaming machine on, right? And it has so much space that I just backed up my GamezNChill content and stuff on there. But again, I did these videos, I recorded these videos earlier, so they were not backed up, unfortunately. So if you saw from the previous video, everything here in Lumiere, and unfortunately you're not going to get this isn't my first time viewing it reaction, right? But Lumiere, of course, is a as you probably would have guessed by now, is a fake world, created by Verso. And again, the painters, again, in the real world, I'm guessing the painters have the ability to paint worlds that are so real they can like teleport or warp their souls into them and actually live within the worlds they paint. And as you know, we pushed out the paintress, which is Mael, or Alicia's mom. And you know what, I wonder, hold on, let me check something. No, don't return to desktop. Return to the title screen. Is there any way, I wonder, is there any way you can view I wish you could view the cutscenes. I wish you could. I actually might research that after this. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna see if I can beat the game a second time. Cause after I beat it, rather than going to New Game Plus, they just sent me to the flag right before the fight with Renoir. So I'm gonna see if I can't go there again and beat the game. But what you didn't see in the content that I had recorded was basically, as you know, Mael realizes now that she's Alicia and that she's actually a paintress herself. So all the expeditioners that were killed on the mainland, as you know, their chroma stays in their body rather than dissipates. And Clea, her sister, her oldest sister, she made this happen so that Renoir could steal the chroma from her mom, Aileen. Because Aileen is so powerful that she controls all the chroma in this painting. And so basically what happened is Clea and Renoir came up with the idea of creating Nevrons that would kill the humans. And you know, with the Gomage, once Renoir, once he would Gomage people on Lumiere, their chroma would dissipate and go straight to the paintress. And that would give her enough power to resist killing everyone up from the next age down. You know? But what ended up happening was Clea, of course, created the Nevrons so that when the Nevrons killed the expeditioners, Renoir could then absorb the chroma and be strong enough to get out from under the monolith that she had him sealed in. And so now that we pushed the paintress out of the canvas, Renoir's the only one left. And he does not have the painter's addiction right now. So the last piece that he wants out of here is Mael, because Mael's the only real human left in the canvas. And so Renoir's plan is, once Mael is out of the canvas, he's going to just destroy it. He's not going to try to hide it anymore, because he's tried hiding it all this time. And Aileen has always found it. And she's jumped back in. And she does not want to get over or move on from Verso's death. And so this is their plan. Now, of course, Mael, now that she's a paintress, you see she has white hair, signifying that she's immortal. And you saw from the last video, she repainted Ciel and Lune, and for some reason did not repaint me, by the way. But she also repainted all of the expeditioners that fell during the expeditions from 33 all the way up to 0. So she basically raised an army of expeditioners to fight the Nevrons that Renoir created on Lumiere. So the last thing we're doing now is going to face Renoir so that we can push him out of the canvas and stop him from gomaging everyone. So that's where we are now. And unfortunately, like I said, you won't get my first time reaction. However, I once I recover it from the hard drive, I'll upload it. You know what I'm saying? But I guess as I'm heading back to Renoir, I can explain some other things. Like, I'm telling you, wait, why is Lune in here? But yeah, Mael does serious damage. Like, she pretty much one-shots a lot of things in this game. But yeah, I don't know why Lune is here. I want Minoko in the party, and I want Ciel to start first, then Minoko, then Mael. But I don't know if they'll show it. They're not showing it now. But the Expeditioners are actually fighting the Nevrons. But again, like I said, once I recover the video, once I recover it, I'll put it up there. Now at this point, I was absolutely heated because, oh my gosh, dude! Like the music in this game is what set it off for me. Like this game was absolutely amazing, absolutely amazing. I should have waited at the. I should have teleported from the flag just to go straight to Renoir. But maybe I can. I really don't need to fight these guys because I pretty much one-shot everything now. Because I don't. There's so much. There's at least 15-20 hours more of gameplay. By the way, this is well, that'll be explained later. That'll be explained later. But yeah, there's like, can I actually teleport? Here, let me see. Fast travel. Not the harbor. Lumiere's Gardens. Crooked Tower Walkway. I think that's where I need to go. Yeah. Because you have to fight this boss right here. Once you get past this boss, you come up here. And again, you speak to this guy. And he talks about Renoir. And let me see if Renoir is still down here. Hopefully. I don't think he is, though. No, he's not. Unfortunate. Which means I cannot show you the ending that I got. But I'll tell you what. Until it's recovered, because I don't know how long the hard drive thing will take to get here. But until it's recovered, you can go watch the ending that I got on YouTube somewhere. You know, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people who've got the ending. But the ending I chose was Verso's. Mainly because I realized that, well, basically what ends up happening is Verso realizes that basically once you beat Renoir, he tells her, he powers back up even though he doesn't have a lot of strength left, and he's like, look, I don't want you to die in this canvas. And Mael is like, listen, I told you I'm not going to stay here forever. I'll come visit the real world at some point, but as for right now, this is my home. You know, so Renoir finally gives up, and he's like, you know what, look, whatever you guys do, hold on to each other, you know. And he then leaves the canvas, or he's pushed out of the canvas. And at this point, Verso finds his child version in this dimension, this portal area. And he tries to make his child version, or the last piece of his soul, stop painting the canvas. Mael jumps through and stops him, saying, no, I don't want you to stop the painting. I don't want him to stop painting. I don't want to lose you forever, this, that, and the third. So then you have a choice. You can either choose Mael, or you could choose Verso. So I chose Verso because I didn't want, like, I put myself in Verso's shoes, right? And I'm thinking, essentially Mael is gonna stay in here forever mourning me when she can go out there and paint her own worlds and do her own thing, right? So I chose Verso, and he forces Mael out of the canvas and then forces his child version to stop painting. And so when that happens, everyone in the painting gets gomaged, including Ciel. And so Ciel gives you this look like, I thought you were going to help me bring my husband back, you know? But it doesn't happen. You know, and Lune looks at you like, I trusted you a second time and this is what you did to me. It's unfortunate. But like I said in the video, if this was actually a real world, it would be a different story. But because it's a painting, like Mael has the ability to just go to her own canvas and paint repaint Lumiere and everything. And she could paint Verso and don't give him the memory that he used to be in the real world. You know what I'm saying? So, and then I actually prefer that ending because they all get kicked out of the painting, and the canvas gets destroyed, right? And then it shows Alicia, Clea, Aline, and Renoir all mourning Verso's grave, and then they move on, which I think was the best ending out of it all. But one other thing I guess I'll spend this video doing is exploring one area. There's so much you could do after this. Each character has their own little arc. For example, you find out what happened to Lune's family. You find out you could bring Noko back to life. And also you meet the painted version of Alicia. And you fight the third Axion. And it's I think Mael's extra quest was probably my favorite out of it all, because meeting the other painted version of herself and the other version of the paintress is actually, you know, that was actually pretty cool. But yeah, there was so much. But one thing I will explore in this video is the one area of this map I did not go to yet, which is the Dark Shores. And this is where Expedition 33 ends up in the first place. So I'm assuming from Lumiere, they sail through here and end up here. And this is where Gustav and them all got wiped out. So of course, I wanted to see what this place was like. But yeah, unfortunately, yeah, these are probably our ships. You know, you can see they go the hand face things. But I wonder how strong they would be against me right now. Like, can I one-shot these guys? I can.
En garde. Till me in.
You know how we do it, four tails around here.
Is painted.
What? Okay.
What lovely feet.
And I mean, I beat the little snake in the sky. Like, I did so much extra content after this. It's not even funny, bro. Oh, let me see. As you can see, these guys are like really no match for us right now. And you know they wiped out. These guys wiped out Expedition 33. And yet here we are. Oh boy. He's getting increasingly stronger. That's not a good sign.
Oh well.
But it doesn't matter because he's dead now. But yeah, I plan to try and recover the data off the hard drive. Ooh, is that a new weapon? It is Corpeso, huh? Ferverso. Now there's another thing too. I wanted to finish off Monoko's skills. There's one skill he's missing. And I'm not sure where to get that from.
Great.
But yeah, this is the shore where our expedition got wiped out. Apparently you can revisit it. Oh, and you also find out what happened with
Great.
Ciel. Ciel's story is kind of sad, honestly. Because you learn that she loses her husband during an expedition. Not during an expedition, it was during a fishing trip. She loses her husband going fishing. And she ends up, these are the same guys? Well, yeah, I done built myself up now to where, like, no monster on the map is a threat.
I'm ready.
Let's see.
Take down the shields.
Yeah, like no monster's a threat to me anymore on this game. But yeah, you find out that I don't want to use Dark because he absorbs that. What possible? Oh, okay. Give us all haste.
Yes.
But yeah, she loses her husband during a fishing trip, right? So she's so distraught that she actually swims out into the ocean. And she swims out so far. Let me do this right here.
Time to bleed.
She swims out so far that she can't swim anymore, so she just wants to drown. She tried to kill herself.
I'm ready.
Okay, so he's pretty much dead.
Blades sharp.
But yeah, she tried to end her own life, and turns out, she wakes up. She wakes up in in the hospital in Lumiere, and it turns out Esquier actually saved her life, and that's why he said he had seen her before, because he actually saved her when she tried to take her own life. So you find that out by doing the other quests. And oh, that was a new Pictos. I didn't even read what it was. Wait, did Monoko? I don't think he beat these guys before. So did he get a new leg? Glaze earthquakes. You know what? I can try that instead of lamp lights. Lancer Impale deals low ice damage. What did I say? Evec Spear deals high earth damage and applies powerless for 3 turns. I don't really need barriers anymore, so I'll put it there. But yeah. And I guess it kind of makes it even more sad when you think about it. like she gains hope, you know, after learning that Mael can bring everybody back. She gains hope, thinking that, you know, I can see my husband again. When in return, or in reality, Verso ends up, you know, changing that whole thing and erasing the canvas. I guess I'll give us all a speed up. Why not? Let's try these earthquakes out.
Sweet.
Wow, that brought them all to a near stun state.
Your turn to shine. That's more like it.
Yeah, these guys are not very strong anymore. They're certainly not as intimidating as they were when I first got on the beach. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so there's so much to learn. It's unfortunate, guys. Unfortunate that my hard drive had to mess up like that. I'm in defensive stance.
Witness the flames. Ready?
Wait, now I'm stuck like this? Let's see, Doom? Nah, she can't use Doom because they use dark magic, so that would only make them stronger.
Let's spill some ink.
But yeah, once Mael becomes the paintress, or realizes she's a paintress, like she's like super strong.
Lovely.
But I was so impressed with how much stuff you could do. I beat the game around 23 hours in. And I'm like 40 some hours, 45 plus hours in right now. You know, because of the side content that you could do. So my recommendation, man, I would definitely recommend picking this game up. I'm not gonna talk about the other option you can pick as far as ending the game. I mean the game ending choice. I wouldn't recommend the other pick. You know, looks like this is all there was to this place. These were the ships we came in on. And I guess, you know, we came back, we got our revenge at the end of the day. But yeah, I made this video because I don't know how long it's gonna take. Wow, some of the Expedition 33ers are in here, if not all of them. But yeah, I don't know how long it's gonna take to recover the data on that drive. Again, the drive itself is not damaged.
Interesting.
It's just the USB connector is off. So I'm gonna have to, you know, I'm gonna have to work some way around it to get that fixed. But man, I'm telling you, there's so much you can do after the end of the game. And I'm even wondering if I should even go to New Game Plus, you know? I wanted to get all of Minoko's. Let me see if I actually did learn all of his skills already. I didn't. This one right here, I don't know where I go to learn this skill. But yeah, I truly, truly enjoyed this game. It was an amazing game. Amazing graphics, amazing sound. And now that I understand the story, because I know I sounded a bit agitated with the story, in the last video and probably the video before that. But now that I understand the full scope of it, the story itself, in my opinion, was a masterpiece as well. Like, this game, I can't give it a 10 out of 10 because there were some things that frustrated me. But I give it a 9 out of 10, hands down. Game of the year. Game of the year for sure, in my opinion. Of course, in my opinion, because, well, I would say it's a Game of the Year candidate because I don't know what Phantom Blade might bring about. And there are a few other games I'm looking at too that's supposed to come out this year that are also supposed to be good, like this one. So I don't know. But right now, I think this is one of the best games that you can pick up on the on Xbox or PC Game Pass. You know. But that's gonna be it for me. Again, unfortunate news. But once I do recover the data, you know, if you haven't already looked at it somewhere else, there is a closing element to Alicia of the Painted family. So yeah, there's a lot on there, you know. But that's the ending that I chose. But again, everything to me, the one big gripe that I have is the language, but the language was not even constant enough to be a problem, you know. So yeah, that's gonna be it for me. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Unfortunately, my Metal Gear portable ops stuff was also on the drive, but there's a light at the end of the tunnel here. My saved file that's on my memory card, I saved that on my actual PC and not the hard drive itself. So it has been backed up. So all I gotta do is go back to my retro machine, pull the PSP and Metal Gear portable ops to my machine again, and I can pick up right where I left off. So the story of Metal Gear will still continue, and I have a new hard drive that I'm using to store my stuff on now. That's actually a lot. That's not, 10, 11 years old. So yeah, it's a little setback, just a minor setback, you know. But yeah, until next time, you guys know what to do. Stay blessed. And pick this game up. If you ain't played it yet and you're wondering if you should pick this up, pick it up. It's actually a lot of fun. If you're an RPG guy. And if you're not somebody who's into like storytelling and stuff like that, it might not be for you. You know?